Hello everyone, my name is Sunil Yadav. So last session, we covered what is REST and how we can start, doing the basic things. Hello World program I prepared, okay, and we also, went through what is cargo tool and how we can use it. So let's try to understand what is variable and what is scope in REST, okay. So if you see, right, I already opened this official website of Rust language. So here if you want to learn, right, the things, so they are providing the books. So we have the book, they read this book, or do the Rust line course, or check out the Rust by example. So up to you can pick any one of the book, and you get details how we can do that, those things basically. So they have so many book, like if you see, there is really good documentation they are providing, everything if you want to learn through the their website. So all this information they have provided here. Now the thing is, first, now next step we need to learn how we can declare the variable and what is the scope, right? So in this lecture I am going to talk about those things first. So let's get started. So what I am going to do, I am going to create a new project, okay. So using Haskell, not Haskell, Rust actually. So here I am choosing binary application. So up to you, right? Might be we can go through the selecting this binary application or library right through the cargo itself. So or we can go through here, generally say cargo new variable. So we can say cargo new variables. So that is going to generate for us all the dependency, but by default it will be the binary. So if you say ls, right, we can say variables like a folder is created for us. So we can import it in place of generating here. So we can go open, right, choose the project, right. So where is my project? Idea project learning REST, right. So here we can see the variables, right. Just open here, and now we can see these are the generated for us. This is the main.js. And if we run, from here itself is going to run for us as well. So either up to you, if you want to choose through the terminal, we can do those things itself, right. So suppose the same thing how we can run here is cargo run, right. I'm not selecting the release version, I'm just going to select the default one, right. So now we can see, right, it's the same thing happening. So now you can we can go through this, otherwise we can also through the run the command lines, both are fine. So let's start with what is variable. So variable generally started with let. We need to give this keyword let, and we can say a is equal to 2, right, and we need to put semicolon. So syntax is look like almost same like C++ as Python. Okay, so or if you see right here, I am not explicitly declaring what is the data type for this one, but we can see the data type is by default showing to us. So this way we can declare the variable, and by default this is immutable. Or the same thing we can declare like let a colon I32, right, is equal to 3, right. Similar thing we can declare, explicitly declare, or we don't need to declare it, right. So this is it by default is going to take it. Or simple way, otherwise, like if we wanted to to declare variable like this way, suppose let a, like in tabular tuple format, a comma b is equal to 8 9, right, 8 comma 9. So we need to put semicolon, okay. So now we can see here, right, it's like kind of working as a tuple, right. And if we want to print, we can print it, println macro, right, and we can say comma like a comma b, right. And if we run it, it's going to be run for us 8 comma 9. So this is showing. So by default they are immutable, and if we wanted to make mutable, how we can do that? So why is immutable by default? Because they are now, you know, if you are putting variable, this is we are going to achieve safety, concurrency and speed, right? Okay. So uh, these are the things, right? We wanted to explain to you, and let's go move on to a different way. If you want to declare the variable, let a equal to like 3 4, right? And we can say a is equal to 2, right? So here if you see, right, we are getting error. Why? Like cannot assign twice a immutable variable, right? And let's run it. Let me see what is the error coming out. So now if you see, right, this is really, you know, the error message is really good. Like they are explaining everything, where is the problem, right? So if you click right, cannot assign the twice a immutable variable a. So this is immutable variable by default, right? So they think how we can, you know, fix this issue. First assignment to a help make this binding mutable, right? So if we want to fix this issue, what we need to do? We need to make mutable, right? So now it will going to work for us. So let us try to run it. Now if you see, right, error is gone, but what is the warning be coming here? Two warning is coming, like value a is never read, right? And will you consider using underscore instead? So those are the suggestion by default coming to us, right? And how we can, you know, declare the constant, because constant is why we need constant, because if we want to declare one global variable kind of a variable like, and we can use it. So we can say example a underscore b is equal to 4 5, right? So now here what is the error? Because by default, right, it is not taking, you know, implicit data type what we have. So we have to must explicitly define what data type we want, right? So now it looks good. But if you see, right, here again we are getting one warning, like constant is should have an uppercase name such as a underscore b. So whenever we are declaring the constant type, we have to, you know, declare like uppercase all. Okay, now this is looks good to us. Okay, so constant is like a global, and like what is the benefit of constant is like inline compile time actually. So so this is you know, it's very helpful. Like suppose I wanted to, you know, make this variable is out of, we can put outside of the method, and we can access across any other method, so constant will be useful. Yeah, so these things I wanted to cover in this lecture, how we can, you know, define the variable binding, and how we can use the variables, right? So if you see, all this explanation is here, we have here, like REST provide a safety static type variable binding can be typed annotated when declared. However, in most cases the compiler will able to infer the type of the variable from the context, heavily reducing the annotation burden. So we can see here, we can declare a boolean type, right, or unit type. We don't need to, you know, explicitly declare, but if you have you know, constant, then we need to must declare, you know, the data you know, data type basically. Okay, so that's it from this presentation. I will going to explain in next lecture is what is scope in the REST programming language. So thank you so much for your time. Please subscribe my channel and share your feedback.